Hi, this is Meghna, and today I'm going to handle this remainder theory for you. This is one of the part of the numbers which already we have dealt, that is classification of numbers, divisibility rules, factors, LCM, HCF, and units digit. And the next topic which you're going to handle now is remainder theory. So remainder theory, what is the meaning of remainder? So you can see that any number, say for example, if I take 14, if that is divided by say 8, what is the remainder? You know that it can be divided only once, that is 8 goes, remaining 6 is your remainder. So this is what is a simple thing, like a remainder of any number is like you divide it till it is possible, and once the division is over, the left out is what is called as a remainder. And now we are going to see this in detail. Any number can be written in the form of dq plus r. So that is what is written here. So the dq plus r, d is a divisor, q is a quotient, and r is a remainder. Let me give one example here. Suppose I consider the number 22. And if you divide this by, say, for example, 8, then you can see that the quotient here, what you get here is, it is going to go 2 times 16. So once 16 goes, the balance is 6. So that becomes your remainder because you can't further divide this. So we call that as a remainder. So this 22, now you can see that this 22 is a number which can be written as divisor. In this case, the divisor is 8 into, you have the quotient as 2 plus the 6 is a remainder. So this is what is mentioned here, dq plus r. And this is quite important. In many cases, we are going to use this format. Now the next is remainder theorem. Remainder theorem, there are a lot of different ways to calculate the remainder. One of the method is using this function. If f of x is divided by x minus a, the remainder is f of a. So that is f of a. That means you are going to substitute this x is equal to a in the equation, and whatever you get, that becomes your remainder. If you don't get any of this, and if it is 0 after you substitute x is equal to a, then we call that as a factor, that x minus a is a factor of the equation given in f of x. Okay, so the same thing here. What is the remainder? We are going to do using this function for the finding the remainder in the number. So the remainder for 2 power 72 when it is divided by 7. So here we are going to consider this in the form of, this is like x minus a we are going to consider, and this is the f of x. That is how you are going to take it now. So here you can see that this 7, when you say x minus a, we need to bring this also in the form of x, this particular thing. So we can take a common term here. So x can be taken as, when 7 can be written as 2 power 3 minus 1. In that case, I can say this is your x and this is your a. Okay. So when you bring this in the form of x, your numerator also should have in the same form. So here you can see that the 2 power 72, what you have in your numerator, we are going to change this and then write it in this form of 2 power 3, because that is what we have taken in the denominator. So here 72 can be written as 3 into 24. So you bring this 3 inside so that this becomes 2 power 3, and that is nothing but your x. So you can see that x is equal to 2 power 3. That's what we have taken here. So now you substitute in the function whatever you have taken now. So that is x is equal to f of x is equal to x power 24. That is from here we are taking it. This 2 power 72 is nothing but 2 power 3 to the power 24, and this 2 power 3 we are replacing by x. So x power 24. And also we know that this is like x minus a, 2 power 3 minus 1. In that case, we have to substitute x is equal to a. So in that case here, x is equal to a, that means 2 power 3 has to be substituted as 1. So that is what is done here. So we say f of 1 is nothing but, I'll just write it here. So f of 1, when you say, it's like you already have this 2 power 3 whole to the power 24. So when you say f of, this is f of x. So when you substitute f of 1, so instead of x, this is your x, you're going to substitute 1. So it's going to be 1 power 24, which is nothing but 1. That is what is mentioned here. Okay, the next. It's a similar kind of problem with the variables, and you just have to know how to do this one. Like here you have t cube minus 2t square plus t plus 1 is divided by t minus 1. So this is what is given. So when it is t minus 1, then you have to substitute t is equal to 1. So t is equal to 1. When you substitute in the equation, whatever you get is going to be a remainder. So p of t is equal to the same thing, whatever you have here. And then you're going to substitute t equal to 1 in this equation. So when you substitute t equal to 1, you get this p of 1, which is nothing but you substitute t equal to this value as 1, and then finally you get 2 is the answer. Therefore, the remainder is 2 for this equation. Next, again, we'll go for a different number. Find the remainder when 7 power 69 is divided by 4. This is another way of doing it. So here you can see that 7 power 69 when you divide by 4, first thing is what you can do is for any number, whenever you have the base here, the base is 7 here, 7 if it is greater than the divisor, you can directly find the remainder first, then raise to the same power. So 7 by 4 you are getting remainder as 3. So that 3 you are writing, and then the same power will be continuing with that. So now you have 3 power 69. So this 3 power 69 again can be written as per this whatever is given here, like 3 power 68 into 3 by 4, and 3 power 68 again bring 1 2 inside, this becomes 9 power 34 into 4 divided by 4, sorry, into 3 divided by 4. So you can see that 9 by 4 you're going to get remainder as 1, so it's going to become 1 power 34 into this 3 whatever you have by 4, so that's nothing but 3. So this actually this is one way of doing it. Let me also tell you like how to do this one. So first thing is, like, you have the 6 power 69 will be brought down to 4 power 69. So this is one way of doing this. And now you're going to see I'm going to show this in another way of doing this problem, that is 7 power 69. When you're dividing this by 4, first thing is for the base you're taking it, like whatever you have done here, the same thing is going to be 3 power 69 by 4. Okay, and there are two different ways of doing this. One is like going for the negative remainder, and this other method is going for the cyclicity you're going to see here. So this is what like in the units digit, whatever you have done, you can do the same way. You just take 3 power 1 by 4. What is the remainder? The remainder is 3. Then go for 3 power 2 by 4. What is the remainder? 3 power 2 is 9. 9 by 4, remainder is 1. Then again go for 3 power 3 by 4. What is the remainder? So you know that whenever you have to go for the 3 power 3, in 3 power 2 itself we got 1. This into 3 you have to do it. So into 3 means again you are going to get 3. Otherwise also you can just find out 3 power 3 is 27, 27 by 4 is 3. Okay, so you can see that it is repeating. That means again, what you do here is, whatever you're getting here, this 3, as the base we are going on increasing, the powers are increasing, so the base is going to repeat again and again. So therefore we are going to multiply every time into base. So 3 into 3 is 9, 9 by 4, remainder is 1. 1 into 3 is 3, 3 by 4, remainder is 3. Again 3 into 3 is 9, 9 by 4 is going to be 1. So you can see it's a cycle of 2, either is going to be 3 or it is going to be 1. And also it's based on the power. So you can see that when the power is odd, it is going to be 3. When the power is even, it's going to be 1. Same thing here also you can see. So directly we can say by seeing this, normally the method is when the remainder, when you have this cycle as 2, it's repeating after 2. So then in that case, what you can do is, you can just take this power, whatever you have, and divide by 2 and take the remainder. The remainder here is 1. So if it is 1, it's going to be first in the pattern. So this is going to repeat for every number. So I'm just writing this method for this. So remainder you are going to consider. If the remainder is 1, it's going to be first in the cycle, and the last always is going to be 0. So here only 2 cycles. Cycle is 2. So therefore you will have 1 or 0 as a remainder. So if it is 1, it's going to be 3. If it is 0, it's going to be 1. So now we are getting 1, therefore the answer is 3. This is another way of doing it. Okay. So we'll go for the next is negative remainder. That we'll see that. So here, alternate method using this negative remainder is going to do it. What do you mean by negative remainder? So negative remainder, normally we will not be using that as such. We will convert that again as a positive remainder. But finding the negative remainder, sometimes it's going to be useful. So here, negative remainder meaning is, let me take an example. The example is, when you consider a number, suppose I say, when you have this as 13, when you divide by 4, what is the remainder? You know that 12 goes, the balance will be 1. It's easy to find because 12 is a multiple of 4. So after that you have 1 extra, so therefore the remainder becomes 1. But at the same time, suppose I say 11 by 4, what is the remainder? Then you need to go for 8. After 8 it is 3. Instead of that, we can do the other way. You know that for this we had taken 12 as the exact multiple of 4, and then it is 1 more than that, therefore that's the remainder. Similarly, here it is 1 less than the exact multiple of 4. So you're going to have minus 1 as a remainder. So you have 12 as a multiple. If it is 1 more than that, it's going to be 1 as a remainder. If it is 1 less than that, it's going to be minus 1 as a remainder. Suppose you have 2 more than that. So like 14, if you have 14 by 4, you know the remainder is going to be 2. And now you come here for 10. 10 by 4. I'm just giving a small number so that understanding becomes easier. So 10 by 4, when you go, you know that it is 2 less than 12. Therefore, it's going to be minus 2. Okay. And now, you can't use this negative remainder directly. So what I can do is, whenever you get negative remainder, you just have to add the divisor to that to get the actual remainder. So the actual remainder is 3. Okay. So here, in this case also, you're going to add the divisor, that is nothing but 4, and you get 2 is the answer. Okay. So the same thing we are going to extend for any bigger number. So here let us see what they have done. The method here is 7 is equal to 4 into 1, that is n equal to dq plus r. So d is at 4 into 1, that's a quotient, plus 3, that is what is 7. Okay. And we can instead of that, we can also write this minus 1, because you know minus 1, if you get the remainder, plus 4 is going to be 3. It's same as minus 3 or minus 1. Okay. Now the remainder theorem you're going to use. You have this as 7 to the power 69 by 4. So you know that 8 is the exact multiple of 4 and 7 is 1 less than that. So it's going to be minus 1. So when you have minus 1 to the power 69, when you expand this, is going to be minus 1, because odd power is there. Therefore, you are getting minus 1 is the answer. Then add your divisor to get the actual remainder. 3. That's what is done here. Okay. Find the remainder in the following cases. So this is all easy questions, like you can directly do 2 power 4 divided by 5. What is going to be the remainder? I don't think you need any kind of a formula or anything here. It's very simple. 2 power 4 is 16. 16 by 5, remainder is 1. The 3 power 4 is 81. 81 by 5, remainder is 1. Okay, in this case, we are getting 1 for all. And there is a reason behind it why we are getting 1 in all these cases, because they are satisfying Fermat's theorem, which we will be seeing later. Find the remainder when 21 to the power 73 is divided by 16. So this is again not that simple. Find the remainder. So this 21, we are going to split this and write it now. So there is another concept which has to be taught. Anyway, here we'll see that later. So 3 power 73, this is like 21 is split as 3 into 7. Okay. And this again is split as 3 power 72 and 7 power 72. The remaining we have 21 here. So this is actually we are going to have the 7 and 3 undisturbed. We are not disturbing that. But this again, I am writing this in the form of 3 power 4 whole to the power 18. So 3 power 4 is nothing but 81. Similarly here, 7 squared to the power 36. 7 square is 49. The purpose of taking this is, when you individually, if you are going to find the remainder, 3 by 16 you are going to have 3, but 81 by 16 you are going to have 8, because 8 is a multiple of 16. So you will have 1 as a remainder. So 1 power 18, 7 will come as such. 49, again, you know that 48 it is divisible, therefore it's 1 is going to be the remainder, whole to the raised to the same power. So from this you can see that we get the product as only 21. So 21 by 16, the remainder is 5. Next is find the remainder when 24 to the power 76 is divided by 80. It's a number quite big, and this concept is also very important, which you're going to see now. So first, let us see only this part. Like when you divide 40 by 6, the remainder is going to be 4. 36 goes, balance is 4. And the same thing when you divide 20 by 3, the remainder is going to be 2. So normally we try to change this 40 by 6 as 20 by 3 by cutting down and removing this common term as 2. And then if you try to find the remainder, you know that the value changes. So what you can do here is, whenever you have 40 by 6 and you want to make the number smaller so that the calculation becomes easier, you are going to remove the common term. What is the common term which you are going to remove here? That's nothing but 2. So you can keep the 2 outside, and then balance you can find the remainder of the number. Like what is the remainder? You have removed 2. So therefore it's going to be only 20 by 3. You are taking 2 from both. So therefore 20 by 3 you're going to have the remainder as 2, and this 2 is already here. So this will be multiplied and the answer is 4. That's what you're seeing here. Okay. So even if the number is too big, you can remove the common term from both and find the remainder, then multiply with that common term. Okay. So here that is what is done here. Like 63 by 12, when you do, you're going to get the remainder as 3. 21 by 4, you're going to get the remainder as 1. So here, that's what I have explained now. 40 by 6 is nothing but 2 into this one. Okay. So that is what you're going to use here. The remainder of 24 to the power 76 divided by 80. Then what you can do is, you know that 80 and 24, you have a common multiple, 8. So in order to take that, I cannot take for the entire power. I have to remove one of them. So that is why one of them removed. The remaining, you have 75 as a power here. This 124 is removed. And now 24 by 80, you can take out 8 from this. In that case, 8 becomes a common term. And here you will get 3 and this will be 10. So now you have to find the remainder for this. I think this is quite simple. You don't have to worry because it's like units digit when you are dividing by 10. So 3 into, what is the units digit of 4 power 75? 4 power 75 is 4 power odd. Whenever you have 4 power odd, like 4 power 1 or 4 power 3, you're going to have 4 as a remainder. The last digit. The last digit is a remainder here. So you take that is 4 into 3 is going to be 12. 12 again, what is the last digit or the remainder? Because you are going to divide by 10. So that becomes the last digit. So answer is 2. That's it.